Yo, yo, JB the Cowboy fan, and yes, sir. I'm back with another one. Yo, this is my first time doing a little vid in the car, so y'all bear with me. I want to talk about the game, pretty much. I mean, offense, defense, shit. Here we go again. I'm gonna say it right now. Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy offense is basically being exposed without Dan Quinn defense. Now we can look back at just that damn Packers game in the playoff last year and say, oh, Dan Quinn defense ain't do no more better than this defense. But now, see, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense had three solid years of Dan Quinn's defense. Okay? 3 solid years of Dan Quinn's defense. Did nothing with it. They basically called Dan Quinn Benedict Arnold. They had to get him out of here because they couldn't win with the defense. Dak couldn't do nothing with the defense. But as we see, this defense basically, it's worse. It's worse than Quinn's defense. It's worse than that Mike Nolan defense in 2020. I just want to know where was the discipline, the accountability, that this defense under Zimmer was going to hold each individual player accountable because the defense worked together as a unit with each individual players. So I'm just trying to understand where the fuck does the accountability, the discipline? Hell, the whole team don't even have no discipline because they still getting them damn tic-tac penalties all the damn time. Excuse me. Now, I know we could go in here and say, well, it was the defense's fault again. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Well, before I get to the offense of Dak Prescott, let me finish a little bit on the defense. Because, man, this shit is terrible, bro. This shit actually is worse than I thought. I at least thought we would probably, because all the shit I was hearing about Zimmer and what he was going to do to the defense. And then when we played against the Browns, but I had to take a little step back because the Browns wasn't fully at their best. Missing their right tackle and their left tackle, but I thought the defense kind of changed and took a step. I'm like, okay. Nah, no it didn't. Now we got Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence arguing on the sideline and shit about who ain't doing what and who supposed to be doing this, but ain't none of them did shit in the last 2 games. None of them. Neither one of them. And both of them really supposed to be kind of like the leaders. They supposed to be the leaders on the team. Micah Parsons, leaders on the defense. But I don't see how either of them leading. And if last year they talk about against the Packers that they was tired. The defense was tired last year against the Packers. And this your leader talking like that? It's a shame, man. It's a shame what this defense had turned into. This shit is worse than Mike Nolan's defense in 2020. It's terrible. Damn near almost got some of the same. No, you got a core group of them players that was there then. But from 2021, 2022, 2023, when Dan Quinn was there, yeah, it was a few games where we couldn't stop the run. But I don't think it was on. I thought it was more so it was the players we didn't have at key positions that we needed to be able to stop the run that, you know what I'm saying, under Dan Quinn defense. But Dan Quinn led the league 2 years with turnovers. 2021, 2022. Led the league in turnovers. Gave Dak Prescott that ball back multiple times, more than any quarterback did. So you say, well, Dan Quinn could start the run, but he created turnovers. And he gave the ball back to that offense on he gave the ball back to the offense numerous occasions, more than any quarterback could get it. So Dak he had a lot more opportunities under Dan Quinn's defense than he's getting under Mike Zimmer's defense. See, and to me, that's showing, basically exposing that offense that Mike McCarthy is running, and that Dak Prescott is the quarterback at. Because shit, they can't do shit. They're used to that defense getting turnovers, creating sacks and all this shit. They ain't getting sacks, they ain't getting turnovers, none of that shit. Where's that at? At least goddamn Quinn was getting sacks and getting turnovers. Maybe had problems at times in certain teams in stopping the run because he ain't had the D tackles he needed. But he made up for it with getting turnovers, leading the league in turnovers 2 out of the 3 years. Being top 10 all 3 years. Top 7, top 6, top 5 all 3 years. Dan Quinn had that defense up there. That's why he the scapegoat, because Dak couldn't do nothing with the defense he had. Now they're going to look at Dak in this game. They're going to look at his yards. Oh, he threw for 379 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did all that shit in the fourth quarter. Where was he at in the first half? Where was this guy in the first half? Where was Dak Prescott in the first half when it mattered at that time? See, they also gonna make the defense the scapegoat in this game for Dak Prescott because he didn't perform. Where was Dak Prescott when it mattered the most, when it was time for him to perform in the first half? This man had what? I think like 100 and something, like 109, 110 yards in the first half. By the third quarter, he had like 190 some yards. By the fourth quarter, end of the game, he had 379. So he did most of all his padding stats in the fourth quarter because it was it was the kicker and Brandon Aubrey who scored the first points of the half. He got 2 field goals in the first half. Where was the $60 million quarterback? Well, JB, the receivers were dropping pass. CD, okay, where was CD at? Oh, he fumbling the ball. He dropping passes. Okay. CD had a bad game. And you know my thing is with the CD thing, and I don't think he should have had that attitude like that. But you know what I'm thinking, but we probably don't see? Even though he had his mistakes. And now how often does CD have those mistakes though? That's the thing. You see, the man played with 5 different quarterbacks in his 4-year career. You see? And we ain't see none of this. Only time we've been seeing this frustration with CD is when he been playing with Dak. At these latter years. These latter years, he been playing with Dak. This is when we've been seeing the frustration like this, where we saying CD shouldn't be acting like that. But you know what I think it is? I think CD once again, since how you want to say it? I think CD sensed Dak coming into that game kind of scared. Once again, especially when we got behind. Now, I do put the CD fumbling that ball, and he should have been, kind of throwing that attitude. But damn, I think he might have sensed something in Dak in that game that made him feel like, oh shit, here we go again. here we go again with this guy. What am I supposed to do? Okay. But I still think CD got paid, Dak got paid. They need to step the fuck up. And people keep saying, see, we should have signed Derrick Henry, see? We should have signed Derrick Henry. But let me just say this though. Okay. So we should have signed Derrick Henry. But by the looks of it, it seemed to me that Jerry Jones was gonna sign Dak Prescott this whole time. See, he had me thinking he wasn't gonna re-sign Dak to that extent that he was gonna make a play the season out. By looking at how he waited to the day of the game, the first game of the year, he waited to the day of the game to sign Dak, then reset the market with signing Dak. He already knew he was going to pay him the money. So to me, what I'm looking at it, in my mindset, he wasn't going to sign Derrick Henry or no top-notch D tackles or free agents. Whatever position we needed a top dog free agent. He wasn't going to do it because he already knew he was going to sign Dak. He even really signed CD late too. So basically, both of those signings were late. That's telling me that from March up until then, he was just going to wait to sign them. And this shit is sad because it's like, damn, Jerry, you really wanted the media attention about this shit, bro? Because if you already knew you was going to sign Dak, that's why you didn't get Derrick Henry or any other top-notch back or free agent at any key position that we might have needed. Because you was putting all the money on the offense. So to me, Jerry Jones knew he was going to sign them. Both CD and Dak late. But then he also has always put more of the money on the offense. See, so to me, Jerry Jones is believing in that offense more than the defense because that's where most of his money is going, to the offense. But when he give him the money, like all the Dak fan Prescott, the Dak fanboy, Dak Prescott, past that Prescott, however, whatever you want to call this guy. Whatever you want to call this guy. Huh? Y'all wanted him to be signed. So he disregarded that shit, knowing y'all fanboys wanted Dak and CD, but mostly Dak. They were crying all season about Dak not getting paid. So Jerry Jones paid him. And the whole fucking time he knew he was. And so to me, that's why he didn't sign. He didn't go get no top-notch free agent in any key position we needed. Because he already knew he was going to sign CD Lamb. And Dak Prescott, especially Dak Prescott, making him the highest paid. So we can get off the shit about Jerry Jones not signing no free agent. He always put all his money on the offense. So the responsibility right now to me has been on the offense. Huh? Dak Prescott still out there playing like, man, Dak Prescott still doing the same thing he be doing. He don't do shit in the first half, regardless if the defense playing good or bad. Nah, fuck that shit. This is Dak doing Dak. He fumbled, bumbled, and stumbled through the first half. Then we down by 3 scores, so the defense back up. Damn, Baltimore backed up so much they damn near almost lost the game. But that's what the defense will do. The opposing offense will get up because Dak be sputtering and stuttering through the first half. We end up getting 2 or 3 field goals. So we down 21 or 26 to about 3 or 6 or 10 or some shit like that. Then you come out in the midway third and the fourth quarter. Now he balling. Now he balling. It's the same shit every time with this guy. Man, no, I'm not letting him off the hook. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about the defense. I don't give a fuck. My thing as a Cowboys as a whole, as a team about the defense, We should have just gave Dan Quinn the man he needed. Possibly if it just got Mike McCarthy out there, let Dan Quinn be the head coach and give him the players he need on defense. Because this defense worse. This shit way worse than Dan Quinn defense. This shit worse than Mike Nolan defense. Y'all talking big shit about Mike Zimmer. Big shit about Mike Zimmer. He couldn't adjust from the game against the Saints to this game, knowing they was gonna run it with Derrick Henry, knowing they was gonna run it with Lamar Jackson. Shit, they was gonna run it with anybody they had back there to run the ball. This shit is crazy, bro. I'm telling you, and it should be. And as much as people hate it, Dak Prescott still needs some blame for this game. I don't give a fuck about the defense, bro. I'm past blaming the defense because when he had a good defense with Dan Quinn, 2021, 2022, when they held the 49ers in the playoffs to 23 and 19 points. Hell, they held Kansas City in 2021, that same year. In 2021, the defense held Kansas City to 19 points. Hell, 2022, when they played goddamn Tampa Bay, the beginning of the season, that defense held on the 19 points. Dak only mustered up 3 before he got hurt in the fourth quarter, went out with like 4 minutes left in the game. So, I ain't tripping about the defense. My only thing about the defense is how y'all Dak fanboys made Dan Quinn the scapegoat for Dak Prescott's lackluster play when it matters most. See, it gave him a kind of out in that Green Bay game, but he still don't get it out because he played in the first half of the Green Bay game like he did in this game against Baltimore. He stuck up the shit in the first half. Shit, he even did worse against Green Bay because he threw 2 picks. One was a pick 6, basically giving Green Bay Packers 14 points. So nah, I ain't letting Dak Prescott off the hook. Shit. He put his foot down and wanted $60 million a year. He wanted to reset the market as the highest paid player, the highest paid quarterback. Too much is given, much is required. Bro, you got to do something in the first half of these games, man. Oh, he got the receivers. He got the... Man, you mean to tell me Jalen Hurts can go to the Bayou, starting off without A.J. Brown as his number 1 receiver. Then in the game, he loses Smitty. So he missing his 2 top number 1 receivers. His number 1 and number 2 receiver. He missing both of them in the game. Well, JB, their defense was balling. Their defense, okay, yeah. Okay, but that offense still had to make some plays. And Jalen Hurts was handicapped. He didn't have his weapons to go to. He didn't have his 2 top weapons. But yet, I hear these Dak fanboys and Cowboy content creators crying about Cooks ain't the man. We ain't got no receivers. We should have really got a number 2. Cooks ain't good enough? You trying to tell me Cooks was good enough in the Browns game? He was good enough in the Browns game. But he ain't good enough now? Goddamn, the Giants beat the Browns with their offense. With Daniel Jones and their offense. They beat the Browns. Cowboys beat the Browns with Brandon Aubrey, special teams, and defense. Because Dak only put up 6 points. It was the defense and special teams that carried Dak in the Browns game. But now the defense had a hard time versus the Saints. And now the Ravens, it's the defense fault. But y'all gave Dak the credit for beating the Browns, but he ain't do shit versus the Browns. He ain't do shit against the Saints either. Padded ass stats at the end of this game versus the Ravens. Padded ass stats versus the Ravens. Yo, this JB the Cowboy fan, man. I just want to get my rant off about that. Yo, I appreciate y'all for listening to me. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go, guys.